But for those who are on, Carlin, you included, if you could please turn on your video screens. And hello. It's like,
hello.
It's a party. And hi, Carlin. Oh, you're
Carlin
driving.
she's looking fresh.
She's on our staff, so you don't have to be. I don't want you to be on video driving.
No, I just wanted to listen, but yeah, I'm driving.
Thanks for the effort. Okay, yeah, turn it off. I would love to get to know you guys, Doug and Jenny included. So that way we can really fine tune the conversation to what exactly it is that you're interested in and how we can make sure we answer everything for you. So you feel good and clear after our conversation. So Sammy, since you're front and center, let's start with you.
Sure. Yeah. Hi, my name is Sammy. And I just finished my sophomore year at Cal Lutheran University.
Oh, nice. Oh, speaking of which.
Yeah, I actually remember you from that event, that networking event.
I feel like I remember you too. I'm like, have we already spoken before?
Yeah, I think so.
Don't take that personally, by the way. I feel like I just, how many people, Sarah, Nathan, do you think we've spoken to? Like, like hundreds? It's gotta be hundreds.
Yeah.
Yes, Jenny,
yeah, it is.
That works. Yeah, so definitely try my best to remember everybody.
For sure.
What's your dream job, Sammy?
My dream job would be to be a baseball announcer. I'm actually serving as a broadcaster for sports at Cal Lutheran through the live streams right now.
Oh, we just worked with what's his name? David, Nathan?
David Fassey. I don't know how to say his last name.
He's a broadcaster for the Dodgers.
David
Fassey.
Carlin. And she speaks. Yeah, we just worked
for the Dodgers.
As a matter of fact, I think no, it wasn't that week. It was the week before Calu or the week after. Anyway, it was right around there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's great. All right, that's good to know. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Sure.
When you sign up for our program, he would probably be an ideal person to get for you as an executive mentor. So noted.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really nice person too. He's humble. He doesn't lead with his ego, which I really appreciated about, especially working with him. Hi, Jenny. I know who you are, but I'm here. I'm Felisa. I'm the owner of Impact Learning Institute. So feel free to ask any questions along the way. We are an open book. All right, Corey, tell me a little bit about you.
Okay, so I'm Corey. I am about to be a senior next year at WashU, and I'm like a political science major in economics. And I would say my dream job would probably be, I would say like general manager of the New York Jets would be like pretty cool. Like
why?
Like I think I could run things pretty good there. I think that'd be something I'd be interested in. And
when you
like
say
making decisions.
when you say run things, what kind of things are you talking about?
I would say the draft, free agency, those types of decisions, personnel.
Well, there's the team side and then there's the business side.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I asked you what things you were talking about. Does that mean you want to run what's happening on the field? And
I would say that would be like a dream job, you know.
I'm with you.
Very utopian sense.
I'm
yeah.
Diving a little deeper into you. There's no wrong answer. This is all about you. This is just me fundamentally trying to understand who you are and what your likes are. So I'm giving you options. Do you feel like you'd be more interested in running things on the team side and what happens on the field? Or do you think you'd be more interested in running things on the business side and what happens like with player imaging and brands and revenue and ticket sales and that sort of thing?
I mean, both, but for me,
Okay.
more interested would probably be the team side if I had to choose one. Yeah.
All right, that's a good answer. Are you a gamer? Are you one of these people?
I mean, I play Madden every once in a while. I don't buy every year, but I'd say like every 3 years, I'll buy the new Madden and play that a little bit. Yeah.
Do you feel
That's
like
the way to go.
yeah,
You can't buy it. You can't buy it every year. It's the same freaking thing.
do you feel like you do a good job at putting teams together on video games?
Decent job. Yeah.
Jenny, that's where the general manager comes into play. All right, cool. And how did you find out about our program?
Oh, so I did like summer discovery a few years ago, and so
Really? Where?
I did like the Michigan and then UCLA program. So it was,
Was that your teacher at UCLA?
I don't think so, but
You would have remembered.
Which
this
which,
was like
which program did you take at UCLA?
I did the what was it? I forget the exact title of it. It was about like media and I just forget the exact title right now, but that was about, what would that have been? 4
Sports,
years
media,
ago,
and entertainment?
5 years ago. Yes, it was that one. Yes.
And do you remember if your teacher was a female or a male?
I believe it was a man.
Was he blonde? Was it Mark Francis?
I don't think he was blonde. I want to say this was 5 years ago.
Wow, that
So
teacher.
yeah,
Real.
I got an email from them very, very recently, in fact, about this program. So I didn't know about it as of like 2 weeks ago. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. No, so we love teaching summer discovery, and for those of you who don't know what it is, it's a high school program that high school students from all over the world take at major universities to learn more about the real world from a very elementary level. And so we were inspired. Impact came about because we were inspired by the students that we met and how advanced they were and how much they gravitated towards us. And then we essentially took the last 30 years of my professional career in the NBA, professional sports and entertainment, and created a platform to be able to give students who are very serious about investing in themselves and in their futures in the workplace opportunities to learn from these really high level, well-respected executives and decision makers. And so, yeah, so summer discovery is a little prelude to what we've got going on. That's great. That's awesome.
For added context, yeah, Felicia and I have taught the business of entertainment, media, and sports program at UCLA for the past 6-7 years, something like that. There's more than one instructor, so you might have had, you were probably in a different one, but just for context, we teach that as well as, you know, our own program impact here.
Yeah, like I bring all my MBA experience into those classes. So we start off with a high five tunnel. Did you do a high five tunnel in your class?
We did not do a high five.
That's
tunnel.
right. That's right. All right, cool. Thanks. Nice to meet you. And thanks for being a part of this. Doug, let's see you. Let's see you and let's learn about you. Dougie boy. Doug, no? Okay. Daniel. Oh, who's going first, Doug or Dan?
I'm trying to but enable camera access. How do I? Oh, I think it's right here. Okay.
That's okay, we'll wait.
All right. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you guys.
Nice to see you.
And thank you, Hayden, for talking with me that one day in Thousand Oaks. So I am a UCSB student. My name's Daniel. My professor, Professor Orlando, he invited me to the Cal Lutheran event, and I went over there and got to talk with some people. So I'm a film and media studies major at UCSB. I'm a transfer student from Santa Monica College. I'm the former AS president, and at that school, I used to play football at Santa Monica College too. I played in fall of 2021 before transferring to UCSB. I am a junior here at UCSB, and I'm 24 years old. And I think I heard I think you asked if somebody like plays video games or something, and I heard somebody like say Madden and stuff. I play Madden. I buy that thing annually. I buy it like every year. I've done it like ever since I was like 11. So that game is pretty consistent. But yeah, that's
Your
myself.
dream job. What's your
My
dream job?
dream job.
Yeah.
Um. Wow.
What's your major in school right now?
Film and media studies.
Do you want to be a producer?
I would love to be a producer, but my first like if I went into the film industry, I think I would go in as a assistant director one, and learn that position. I used to be a stage manager too, like in high school, so I know like a lot of the responsibilities it entails. So being an assistant director one, like managing and the production and stuff, I think and like helping out that director, like sticking to the talent, to the script. I think I'm really good at that type of stuff. So
Were you a stage manager like on a set or in an event
a set for like four shows.
for television?
No, for theater, for like theater.
Sure. Awesome. I
Yeah.
love that. Are you a performer yourself?
Former, oh I can perform. I can perform, but I don't anymore. But I can. Like I used to be an actor myself too.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Thank you for joining today. We appreciate it. And I love Professor Orlando. I think he's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's cool.
He's a good person.
Yeah, he is
He's
awesome.
one of a kind.
Anyone who has the fortune of being able to learn from him is lucky, very lucky. All right, Doug, you ready?
I'm ready.
So I see a lot of sports paraphernalia behind you. Talk to me.
I'm a former Major League Baseball player for 15 years. My granddaughter is Delaney DeSensei. She's supposed to be on, and she asked me to get on and listen to see how this goes.
Oh, so you
Okay.
want to take the course, or do you want to be a speaker? How about that?
I've done both. No, besides being a former all-star baseball player, I went through 2 strikes as the lead negotiator for the Major League Baseball Players Association.
Okay.
And I pretty much know I almost tried to buy, I was in a group that was buying the Angels, and I would have been president. So I have a very good sports background. Now you're teaching at UCLA?
Yes.
Do you know Jeff Morat?
I do. I wouldn't say that we're tight for no other reason except we don't know each other that well, but yes, I'm very familiar with who he is.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine too.
Oh, good. Yeah. We have fun over there, I have to say. I mean, I feel fortunate. I didn't go there. I went to Arizona State University, and I'm forever in debt to them. They gave me my diploma. But to be able to own my own program at UCLA Anderson Business School is a great accomplishment that I'm very proud of. And it's not something that I take lightly. And since we have everybody, Delaney, I thought your grandfather was a student and he was interested in learning more about the program.
No, but
there you go.
He is a student of life.
But here we are. And this is a family affair, so this is very appropriate. We have moms, we have grandparents, we have siblings, we have everybody. So first and foremost, one of the precedents that I set from day one with all the students is that you are part of a family forever. And it's a club, and we refer to each other as Club Nojo, which stands for no judgment. We're all made up differently with different passions and different things that drive us, and different beliefs and etc. But at the end of the day, the differences is what makes the world a beautiful place. And so we may not all agree, and that's okay, but we honor each other with no judgment and with respect. And so with that, it's been a beautiful family environment, to say the least. And we have all these generations of students that have graduated through our program, and it's beautiful to watch. And you've got, my number one inspiration is Nathan, and then you've got two students who have graduated from Impact, and that's Hayden and Sarah on here, and they can tell you a little bit about their personal experience, but I'll give you a quick backstory. I don't want to take up too much of everyone's time, but I am here to stay on for as long as you guys need me to. So I had a long story short, very long story short, I had a 20-year career in the NBA. I started as the entertainment director for the Phoenix Suns during the Charles Barkley era. The year after they lost to the great Michael Jordan. I'm originally from Chicago, so even the Suns were paying for me. It was like, and so that was fun. And I understood the value and the worth of what a hot ticket means. And Doug, I should ask you, what team, sorry for my lack of knowledge, what teams did you play for?
I played for the Baltimore Orioles and the California Angels.
Oh, wonderful. Great. Thank you for educating all of us.
And one year in Japan.
Oh, that must have been, I would love to hear about that. And maybe we will have you as a guest speaker and you can tell all of us about that, because I'm sure it's interesting I've produced basketball events in international countries, and demographics are fun. But anyway, so I started there. I helped start the WNBA. I helped start the Arizona Diamondbacks. And then I wound up moving to New York, and I worked for NBA Entertainment, where I produced and directed large-scale live events like the All-Star Games and International Exhibition Games. And then I moved to Los Angeles after 9/11, closer to my family on the West Coast. And I helped start the NBA. I helped them start a new division called Teambo, which stands for Team Marketing and Business Operations, where we would travel around the country and meet with different presidents and owners and evaluate them and report our findings to the commissioner at that time, David Stern. He really advocated a standards of excellence. And so with that said, he created this evaluation program to maintain the standards of excellence and best practices with the different teams throughout the country. So that was a lot of fun. And then when I was done traveling on 6 planes a week and wearing my NBA hat, I had the urge to become an entrepreneur and take all of this wealth of information and knowledge and experience that I gained and start my own company. So I wound up acquiring a celebrity entertainment basketball league from the NBA. It was a very powerful networking room. It was comprised of over 200, we called them tastemakers at the time, but they're ultimately influencers, everyone from producers and directors to celebrities. Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell, Jamie Foxx, Casey Wasserman, to managers, writers, directors, producers, agents, etc. And so I owned that for a while and expanded my Rolodex. So not only did I have sports, now I had Hollywood and entertainment. And then I started my own live event production company, which is called Tenfold Entertainment. And we produce large scale live events. And we've had everybody as clients, from Bleacher Report to Turner Sports to, we just did a huge Super Bowl event in Arizona. As a matter of fact, last week, does anybody here know Gary Vaynerchuk? Gary V. Yeah. So he's a huge Web3 forward-thinking tech and media influencer. He's got like 10 million followers on Instagram, and he puts on, if you know Comic-Con, he puts on a huge VCon, and we just produced that last week in Indiana for him. And then last Saturday, Sarah, Hayden and Nathan held it down in Santa Monica, and we executive produced Children's Hospital Los Angeles' largest sports fundraising event, which we did at the pier, and it was amazing. This is our 5th year doing it. And we incorporate a lot of professional athletes and teams, such as, I think, the Rams, the Kings, the Chargers, the Galaxy, Dodgers have been involved, the gamut. And so thankfully, they were big successes. And the perks are that the students who graduate from Impact, my program, because they've been trained properly, because I know what they're capable of and what their strengths consist of, they get to work these events, and it's a blessing for all of us, not just for me, for all of us. And that's where the family philosophy comes into play. And so we've done that. But when I started as an entrepreneur, my first big gig out of the gate was with Shaquille O'Neal's agent, Leonard Armato, who used to own the AVP, the Pro Beach Volleyball Tour. And he had this idea of taking world-class Olympic level competition, Pro Beach Volleyball, and meshing it with the Coachella Music Festival vibe. And it was broadcast live on all NBC platforms. And when I found out it was a 6-day live event, I was like, Leonard, this is a big deal. And I'm good, but I'm not that good. I need a bigger staff, which means I need a bigger budget. And he's like, Felisa, this is the NBA. So I had to quickly get innovative and creative as an effort to not fail. So I started a relationship with UCLA Anderson Business School. And I told myself, I'm going to go find a bunch of young, hungry students like yourselves. I'm just going to go train the heck out of you, throw you into the fire and see what you're made of. And I'm just going to figure it out myself. And that's essentially what I did. Nathan is Exhibit A. Nathan, raise your hand.
Hello.
Guys. And he was a student at UCSD, but he was taking this summer program at UCLA. He heard me speak, gravitated to everything I was talking about, came on, worked with me, and then stayed on. He knocked it out of the park. That was for you, Doug. And he stayed on for 5 years, executive producing this World Series of Beach Volleyball with me in Long Beach. And then has stayed on. It's going on like what, 9-10 years now, which is nuts. And he's our lead producer on every event that we do, which I'm fortunate for. And he's also the head of programming. He helped me start Impact. So basically, fast forward, somebody who was working with me came to me and said, Felisa, you know, I've calculated it. And since you've left the NBA, you've trained, mentored, and helped to place upwards of 100 students in great jobs. We clearly know the formula. I want to build a business model, pitch it to Anderson Business School and see if they bite. And I said, okay, great, let's try it. So we did it, they bit. And proud to say, we're going into our 5th year of doing this summer. And we've had 75 students graduate from the Impact program. We have a lot of incredible and beautiful case studies and success stories of students who are thriving now because of their training and experience and networking of being able to go through our program. We help students shine and train them up and coach them up for success. And we bypass robots and resume processes so that they're able to really, pun intended, make an impact in front of these high-level executive decision makers. And essentially, like, it's good for my ego to say that I worked in pro sports for the last 30 years of my career, but it's better for my soul and my heart to say that I've created a platform and an opportunity to take my 30-year Rolodex and put everybody on a platform to be able to pay it forward and give back to the next generation. You know, I talk about how we have been trained by some of the smartest and brightest people on the planet. For me, starting with Jerry Colangelo, who owned the Suns and owned the Diamondbacks and just stepped down recently, you know, as the head of USA men's basketball. And then being able to learn from Commissioner David Stern, who I found to be one of the most dangerously smart human beings I've ever witnessed. He's literally someone who knew something about everything. And so I feel like it's our responsibility, and it's important for us to be able to do that to for the next generation, and give them that opportunity to succeed in the way that we did, and train and learn in the way that we did as well. So that's a little bit about me and us, and let's open it up. Let's have a Q&A party. Like I said, I am an open book, so I'm here to answer any questions. Nathan, maybe do you want to quickly go over the program and just enlighten them?
Yeah, so it's a 4-week professional development program. And it runs at UCLA Anderson campus. We have an online option as well, but the dates are June 19th through July 14th. And the first week of the 4 weeks is our training camp week, where we bring in high-level executives from all across different areas of sports, entertainment, and media to talk about their different areas of expertise, but also their career journeys and how they got to where they are and all the hard knocks they've learned along the way. And we really focus on teaching students how to be the ideal young professional in these industries, and really how to navigate the waters of a professional setting and set themselves apart from their peers, especially in these industries, which are very competitive. And so we make it a very interactive, engaging environment. All of our speakers are, students are able to ask any questions they'd like. We, I would say 98% of our speakers all are more than happy to give their contact information and follow up with students afterwards. And for the students that put in that extra effort to really build and maintain those relationships with, and take advantage of, these contacts, they're starting to really see dividends, and they're really thriving because now they have come out of the program with multiple mentors in a whole variety of areas. And so it's a great, just intensive week of training, education, a lot of information gets thrown at you, and you learn a little something about all sorts of different topics. And so that's our first week. And then the next 3 weeks, we match students with an executive mentor who's in a field that you aspire to work in one day. And we work with the mentor to create 3-week tailored projects where we match students in small groups of 1 to 4, just based on their like-minded interests. And each week you present to your mentor, you get sort of Shark Tank style feedback. You really get to get in the weeds and learn directly from someone who's successful in their field. For example, every year we have students that want to be sports agents. So we have a couple sports agents we work with. Last summer, we had a group of students that wanted to be, their dream jobs were general managers or presidents of basketball operations one day. And we matched them with the assistant general manager of the Minnesota Timberwolves. And that was right during the NBA draft. And so they got really a behind the scenes look at, how a draft process works and how talent's evaluated from people that were in it and really, working through all of it.
Can I just make a comment real quick? So Doug, for example, you were a pro ball player, and then you mentioned that you were part of an potential ownership group and potential president, another pro ball athlete that was similar to that with Michael Jordan, right?
Yes.
So, I would love to teach the students, just because you're a pro ball player doesn't necessarily mean you know how to run the business of the team, right? So I would love to learn more about you. Like if we were to have you as a guest speaker, I would take you through your journey of trying to understand what it was like for you as a professional athlete. And then how did you learn about the team and the revenue and what it takes to sustain a team from the highest level, starting with president, and then take you even higher to teach the students about what it takes to be part of an ownership group and the responsibilities and, the accountability that goes into all of these things and what makes success versus doesn't, who leads with ego versus obviously I'm very well versed with what's just gone on with the Suns between, starting with Jerry Colangelo as owner and then Sarver. And then now the new owner who came out of nowhere. Does that make him a good owner? We don't know.
No,
right?
makes him rich.
Yeah, well,
No, he's rich, and he, guys, I just found like guys that have been that successful
mhm,
to be in that position of being an owner, especially a lead owner like that, they have a lot of things that you can learn from,
yes,
and because they've been successful in other walks of life. And you can look around to, everybody knows, uh, why am I drawing a blank right now? Mark Cuban,
mhm,
what he's been able to do, but he didn't start with basketball. He just loved basketball.
right.
He had a business, made the right decisions, kept building until he made enough money for himself to go do what he really loves.
Right, and then there's differences between, like, just because this guy's rich, the new owner of the Suns, doesn't mean he understands the mind of an athlete.
Doesn't at all. And sometimes you'd be surprised how the unsuccessful portions of certain ownerships don't get it.
Yeah.
They become very unsuccessful.
Yeah,
They're-
and people like Michael Jordan, who, is greatest, in my book, greatest of all time, sorry, LeBron. He is not credited for knowing how to run a team well.
Well, sometimes being the best athlete doesn't transition into being the best coach or
Yeah.
the best owner or whatever. When he was in that position, he was trying to build a team, try to build it in the proper way that he knew how. And sometimes there's a lot of restrictions of egos, et cetera, of other people that work in a system and that don't want that individual to be successful.
Yeah, totally.
Because you probably experienced in basketball. It's the same thing in all sports. It's like interesting. I mean, you look at John Elway and how he built his position, and he knows football backwards and forwards. And he was also a successful businessman running, I don't know how many different car agencies and a few things like that,
Right.
but to outside of the sport, to bring him back in and at least understand the basics.
It's true. And, then there's a whole nother topic of conversation, which is financial management, investment, and like the post-career exhibit Shaq, who has totally he has taken that to the highest level, so anyway, for you students out there, Jenny, this is a sample of what goes on. And it's really intricate. It's not surfaced conversation. It's very meaningful. And this is the stuff you can't learn about in textbooks or at school. So thanks.
Yeah. I mean, and I smiled because you played Madden, and I'm not being disrespectful, but it takes a lot of effort and knowledge and being on the field of whatever sport. And in football, a current friend of mine is the GM with Carolina right now. And he came in as a football player and a baseball player out of UCLA. And then he stayed with the Seattle Seahawks and worked his way all the way through the playing side, but yet came around on the business side. And now he's the general manager.
Mhm.
And he's doing some pretty good moves. So,
Yeah.
So
It-
it's not that easy just playing, there's a lot of hard work and a lot of years of understanding coaching, understanding trainers, understanding athletes to put that product on the field and still survive in the business world.
It's true. And that's another, that'll lead us into another topic of conversation in the program when it comes to the falsities of video gaming and what it inspires people to think and what it takes. Little does, people who want to be sports agents, they don't necessarily know that there's probably going to be law school in their future. You know, and then we have the whole, so that's technology, right? But then we have the whole AI component, which is also just another next level. And as much as I'm not excited to jump on that bandwagon, I also think it's smart to try to understand it fundamentally from a 50,000 foot view to stay ahead of the curve and current as it pertains to, because it's, anyway, that's a whole nother conversation.
But, you know, so I can add back because I'm more interested to hear what everybody wants to do, whatever, in your program. But it's impressive that you don't look like you've had 30 years in sports business. So
it's food. Food's the next Botox. Yeah, it's food. But thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, so students, questions. Jenny.
Real quick, just to put a bow on sort of the program. So we have, you know, projects that all the students work on with an executive mentor during the last, you know, weeks 2 through 4 of the program. But we also have about 3 class sessions a week where we're all back together and we bring in more speakers and different specialists to do different types of workshops and really just continue the either industry education or general professional development traits that you should, you know, start to cultivate and build early. Really just continue that throughout. And then at the end of our 4 weeks, you get a certificate of completion from UCLA Anderson Business School, which looks great on a LinkedIn and resume and really has global brand recognition. And we also have an alumni network where, because we've been working with students for so long, we have a lot of partners and colleagues that reach out to us asking if we have anyone that we recommend for a position they're looking to fill or an internship they have available. And so whenever we get those, we always blast it out to our alumni network, and we're always around as resources and mentors much longer than just the program itself. You know, the program is 4 weeks, but once students are in our impact family, we know what they're made of, they're trained by us, then we're in the court for life, and we're always around as a mentor, and we stay in contact with students from, you know, as Lisa mentioned, we're going to year 5, and you know, we have students from year 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 that we all stay in contact with and help along their way. So it is much more than just the summer program that we have going on here.
It's true. And Hayden, Sarah, you guys want to just give a real quick, you know, snippet of your experience?
Yeah, so just on my end, I took the program last year in person. And I actually, you know, I loved it so much. I kind of believed in like the whole, you know, philosophy that they were going with. I ended up getting hired back onto their sales team. So that's currently where I am.
You kind of believed it, or you totally believed it?
You know, I kind of believed it. You know, I would say it's got some. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, of course. I totally, you know, fell in love with the idea of it. You know, I've gotten to meet a lot of wonderful people. I've talked to, I think I remember you now, Sammy. Now that you talk about it more, I was like, okay, I think I remember you. But yeah, you know, I guess through outreach with more people. But yeah, it's just growing your connections, and it really opens up, you know, the possibilities of what's really out there, right? It seems very big at first, but you just kind of have to simplify everything, take it one step at a time, build your connections, and really form those relationships. It's the biggest thing that you're ever going to get out of, honestly, any interaction, is those relationships. And not just with the executives, also your classmates and your peers. I keep in contact with a lot of the classmates that I took the program with, and I'm getting to watch them go through their journey as well. And if they have something down the line that, you know, I could work with them one day, that would be awesome. So it's just growing your network, and yeah, so just keeping it going from there.
Thanks, Hayden. Sarah.
Yeah, so I went through the program last summer as well. I did the online portion. I'm a sports psychology major at GCU. And the biggest thing for me, one, I heard about impact. I wasn't really sure if it was going to be for me because I wasn't doing the business side. I was interested in, you know, working with the athletes and studying the brain and, you know, learning about that. But I signed up, and I went with the mentality of, I'm going to get out of this program what I put into it. So all of the mentors and executive speakers that came into our program, I was able to get all of their contact information, and I followed up with them individually, just thanking them. And I kind of have a schedule of when I like to follow up with those speakers. And I actually had reached out to one of our speakers who's a neuroscientist and studies the brains of NFL players. And I reached out to her a couple of weeks ago just because I had questions on, my next step in my studies. And she reached back out to me like within hours after me messaging her and was like, yes, let's hop on a call. I'm happy to help you. I spent an hour and a half on the phone with her. She followed up with me a couple of days ago. Like, these are people that, we would have to work 15, 20, 25 years just to get a handshake to. And for me, I was struggling with, I'm reading the textbooks, I'm writing my papers, I'm going through the process, but as a sports psychology student, I'm kind of stuck until I have those degrees and those trainings behind my name just for liability purposes. So Impact was able to pair me up with Darlene Santor, who was the mental conditioning coach of the Phoenix Suns, and she coaches professional athletes and CEOs and executives all over the country. And, she liked my work so much in our executive mentorship project that she wanted to keep me on board after the conclusion of Impact. And she's giving me opportunities to start working with her and under her with her professional athletes, shadowing her. And I'm seeing these real world brains and experiences and things that I would never have had access to without Impact, just because these executives trust Impact and trust Felisa and Nathan so much in a way that, if they see that we're going through it and we're committed and we're excited, then they want to help us out just as much as we want to like soak up all of the knowledge that they're giving us. So it's definitely a really special program. It has pushed me forward in my career so far ahead than I ever thought I would be at this point in my schooling. And that's why, I'm here and I'm speaking with you guys, because I wouldn't be here talking about it if it didn't work. And it wasn't a program that was, definitely I would recommend taking. So that was my experience, and excited to get the new class going this summer.
Thanks, guys. All right, let's open it up for questions. Nothing? Okay, you guys are all signing up.
All right, I
Awesome.
have a question.
Yeah,
I have a question. Or was Jenny first?
yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Okay, I'll have a question. Hi, Felisa. Thank you so much for this. It's great. It's kind of unexpected because honestly, my son is doing a different program this summer. And I thought that this meeting was about that program. So I'm sure he'll be available this summer for this, but I think he should definitely do this program. So my question is, one, is this only available in the summer?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And then is there an age limit?
The age limit is really, it's designed for people who are serious about the work world, but it's for undergrads in college, it's for graduate students, and it's for people who've graduated. High school is too young for this particular program.
Right.
Even we've had students who have graduated their freshman year of college, and because they're just so excelled in their knowledge and their interests, and they take things seriously, then we had a student from Indiana University. He was so impressive in his interview. He wound up getting a job with Wasserman and a summer internship with Wasserman in conjunction with our program, stayed in touch with them, worked all-star weekend parties with them, etc. And then by the time he graduated Indiana, the GM of Wasserman called me and she said, I'm going to offer Isaac a job. And it's just like, so that proof is in the pudding that for me, I don't say, initially it was designed in the business model for just juniors and seniors, but he broke the mold with us.
Mhm.
So we've had other impressive circumstances with younger students that are undergrads in college.
Right. I was
And,
wondering,
and
is
quite
there
a
a
few that
top
are,
age limit too?
yeah, we've had quite a few students also that are in like grad school and are several years out of college as
Okay.
well. So really any early stage professional,
Right.
we're more than open to.
Okay. And also just a comment for Doug, because my husband's a huge baseball fan. My husband was very excited to hear that Doug was on the call.
Meanwhile, I'm treating Doug like a student. I'm like, Doug.
Yeah, that's all right.
But
Yep.
let that be a lesson for all of you, is that when you treat people, regardless of their fame, fortune, or status, as people, they usually tend to appreciate that more than fanning out. So, right, Doug, don't you agree?
Absolutely. I prefer not to be the be me, I athlete, but instead of just kind of blend.
Yeah,
It's important because you got to hear from people. The only way you're going to advance is use your knowledge and your ability to listen to those people that have already been there, and how you can input that into your own life and
Yeah.
what your own desires are. And when Sarah was talking about the psychology portion of sports, it's that field is blossoming more and more and more, and it makes the athletes better, but it also makes the executives understand who that athlete is.
mm-hmm. It's so true.
Just because they can shoot a basketball through a hoop, or a guy can hit a baseball or throw one or catch a touchdown, if you're trying to maximize your quality of your individual, you better understand who he is, what makes him tick. And if you're going to invest a lot of money in him, are you going to be one I'm going to pull some information out of today's papers, but are you going to be one that you're going to invest a lot of money
It's true.
to an athlete that isn't mentally capable of handling it, and will throw that athlete into brandishing a gun
Yeah, it's true.
for self-protection or for whatever?
Yeah,
And then that athlete throws it all away, but you're the executive sitting there with the one that trusted that he was the guy to go, because you didn't understand what his mental capacity was.
right. And
So that's a very
we all
big
know-
part.
yeah, we
Very
all know our childhood challenges seep into our adulthood. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's very key. I'm impressed with that.
Thank you for mentioning that. I think Sarah appreciates that. All right, Corey, your turn.
Okay, so my question was just I guess was about like how the program works in terms of housing and like at UCLA, and like how is that set up?
Go, Sarah.
So we have a relationship with, so UCLA runs a housing rental out of some of their dorms starting the second week of our program. So we have a relationship with them, and we've put a lot of our students in contact with our rep over there. There's also a lot of, apartments and Airbnbs and subletting situations that UCLA students are looking for that, our impact students can fill. We're also big believers of the buddy system. So when students register, we have a group me that we started where we'll add our students to the group me, and they can start, getting to know each other, but it's also a great opportunity for students to meet each other and kind of get a roommate situation going on. So we definitely help with the housing situation since it's not included in the program, but it's not something that you have to figure out on your own. We have a lot of resources, a lot of relationships with, a few hotels, some apartment complexes, the UCLA dorms. So we definitely have a bunch of options, and we're here as a resource to help support the students through that to figure it out.
Okay, thank you.
And we do have current students that are registered looking for more roommates. So
Yeah.
Got to hear that.
Yeah. She started the group text today with all of them, and it was like a party online. I swear, like, which universities do you go? This one goes to Florida, this one goes to San Francisco, this one, it's like, it's cute. They're already bonded. I love it. Yeah, made me happy. All right. Any other questions?
Yeah, I actually have a question. So I know a lot of people probably have individual goals and dreams for themselves in terms of entering the sports industry and just making it in the competitive industry. But what would you say about being a team player in the sports industry, and not on a team, but just in the professional sports world?
It's a very poignant question. and I'm gonna say out loud with the conversation I had in my own brain the other night. And the difference, there's not a fair comparison between Michael Jordan and LeBron because of the years played. Michael Jordan wasn't spending $1 million a year on his body, et cetera, et cetera. However, in my opinion, Michael Jordan helped make the team better. He wasn't an individual player. He was a team player. I saw some of these comments like LeBron, he didn't have the right team. The other players didn't step up. Well, he's the leader. There's two kind of people in the world. I always talk about it, right? Hidden leaders and followers. And there's a lot more followers than there are leaders because you know why? It's hard to be a leader. But you know what? If LeBron was more of a leader, and I say this because of the decision when he left Cleveland, not the second time, the first time, and he went to Miami, and that was his decision, this whole media circus, and it was when he came back the second time, I believe, and they went to the championships, and he said he woke up that day and he told himself, I'm the greatest player on the earth, on the planet. Well, you know what? That doesn't win you championships because it's not tennis. You have a team. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Doug. As my witness. You have to learn how to be a team player. By the way, this isn't only just a sports program, it's also for entertainment, which includes film, music, television, and media. So I just wanted to clarify that as well. But yeah, that's my perspective. We have a lot of fun, thought-provoking conversations like this in class. Delaney, I haven't heard from you at all. I've heard from your grandfather a lot more than I've ever heard from you.
I'm all talked out after my interview, but I don't really have any questions. I had listened to your presentation in class with Mark as well.
All right.
So that was a huge just info session, but I'm trying to think.
I told her, just so you guys, my team, I told her earlier, because she goes to Concordia, and her instructor, who I have a lot of regard for, he turns out great students. One of them was Nathan, as a matter of fact, and he teaches it at UCLA as well. And our Concordia students have gone on to really thrive. Che, he's been working at the Dodgers for 3 years now because of us. Andrew, who I just said worked with us, Maddie, she knows Maddie, and Maddie just worked with us, and Andrew's working for the US Golf Association.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he just did the Riviera in Austin, yeah, who is got a job at IMG because of us. And so yeah, that all of it excites me. So if this is something that excites you and we're able to make it work, I like to design the program to be able to say yes to everybody who really cares about wanting to succeed in their lives. And so let's try to figure it out. Yeah. Any other questions? Doug, I know you've got one.
Me? Yeah. I just have to say, I didn't know what to expect, and I haven't heard anything I don't think is right on.
Great.
So
well, thank you for being, you and Jenny, thank you for being supportive, parents and grandparents. I've learned through working with students that not everybody is fortunate to have parents and grandparents who care about them and support them and champion them. And it's really a special thing that I value, and I like to highlight and honor on behalf of the students and the parents and grandparents, because it's important to know when you do have that fortune. So thank you both for being on here and making the time and effort to show your support for all of us.
Thanks for championing these kids. They sound terrific.
Yeah. No, this has been the most rewarding work I've ever done in my life. So
that says a lot. That's great.
thank you.
sometimes giving back people is much better than taking.
It is. It's true. And I'm especially grateful. I mean, you just look at Sarah, Hayden, and Nathan. I'm especially grateful for the caliber of human beings that we attract. And it's really a beautiful thing. I mean, Sammy, just to know that you saw me speak in like a speed, well, not speed dating, but like the speed interviewing situation. And then here you are. I mean, caring about yourself. This isn't about me. This is about you gravitating to what we are putting out. And same thing with you, Delaney. You heard me speak, and I've spoke in Mark's countless classes. And some students gravitate and some students don't. And that's fine, because we want the ones that do, right? And that's the most important thing you learn in this program. And it's the story of life, which we've all experienced, is that and especially as you get older, you learn what you like, you learn what you love, but most importantly, you learn what you don't like and what's not healthy for you and what doesn't serve you. And when you're able to recognize that, you're able to weed it out easier so that you can focus your energy on the good stuff and the healthy stuff. And then you've got Sarah, who's going to help guide you through that,
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks everybody for taking the time. Wow, I love it. As a producer, 4:59, give it up for me. Yeah. I love it when we're right on time. Thank you so much for taking the time, you guys. I really appreciate it. And Sarah will follow up with you. And any other questions? The countdown is on. We have about 3 weeks and change, but we're very excited, and let's get the party started. So have a wonderful rest of your evenings and holiday weekend. And I'll look forward to hearing from you guys soon.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks
Okay,
so much.
Thanks, Felicia.
take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.